All right, listeners, ready for today's deep dive? We're heading straight into the world of manufacturing, where precision and efficiency are key. And you know what? We've got some fascinating sources here, pointing to a potential revolution. And it all revolves around something called Visual Inspect 360.
Yeah, it's definitely causing a buzz. Visual Inspect 360 is tackling a problem that's been around forever in manufacturing. The limitations of manual inspections,
Hmm.
you relying solely on human eyes. It always leads to errors and inconsistencies, and ultimately, it can really hurt a company's bottom line.
And those problems, those errors can get expensive fast.
Right.
One of the reports we dug up mentions that general medical and surgical hospitals lose almost $1 trillion every year because of inefficiencies. Now, I don't have a medical degree, but I'm willing to bet that a big chunk of those losses comes from issues that better inspection processes could have caught.
You're hitting the nail on the head. And that's exactly where Visual Inspect 360 steps in. It's all about harnessing the power of AI and real-time visual data to improve those inspection processes, giving manufacturers a more cost-effective way to catch errors before they turn into major headaches.
So it's kind of like giving inspectors superhuman vision.
Right.
But how does it actually work? The sources mention this four-step process. That sounds pretty clever.
Well, you can think of it this way. Visual Inspect 360 basically learns like humans do, but at warp speed and with incredible accuracy. The first step is input. That's where the system gathers visual data, whether it's from smart glasses worn by an operator camera strategically placed on the production line, or even drones capturing an aerial view of a large-scale operation.
So it's not limited to just one type of eye, so to
Mm.
speak. It can adapt to different needs at different scales.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then comes the training phase. That's where the AI magic really kicks in. We feed the system a bunch of sample images, some showing perfect products, others showing various types of defects. The AI analyzes these examples and learns to tell the difference between acceptable and flawed products.
It's like showing a brand new inspector a giant photo album of what's right and what's wrong, except this AI inspector learns way faster than any human ever could.
That's a great analogy. And once the system is trained, it moves on to the analysis stage. Now, as those real-time images or videos come in from the smart glasses cameras or drones, the AI compares what it sees to its training data. It can spot deviations and consistencies, even subtle patterns that a human eye might miss.
So it's always on the lookout like a tireless watchdog guarding against defects. But it doesn't just observe, right? The sources mention something about alerts and actions.
You got it. Visual Inspect 360 isn't just a passive observer. It's designed to take action. The moment it detects a potential issue, it triggers an alert. That could be a notification sent to the operator's smart glasses, a signal to stop the production line, or even an automated adjustment to a machine's settings.
Wow, so it's not just about catching errors, it's about proactively addressing them, right then and there in real time. That's a total game changer for efficiency.
And because the system is so adaptable, it can be customized to fit the specific needs of different manufacturing processes. Let's say you're a metal roof manufacturer. Imagine using Visual Inspect 360 at each stage of production. From the moment those huge rolls of steel arrive at the factory to the final inspection before those shiny new roofs get shipped out to customers.
Okay, I'm picturing this massive factory with all these different stages of production. Walk me through how Visual Inspect 360 could be integrated into each step, starting with those steel rolls arriving at the factory. What's that first critical checkpoint?
We call it incoming material verification. Imagine those gigantic coils of steel showing up at the factory. Instead of relying on manual measurements and visual checks, which can be slow and prone to errors, we could use Visual Inspect 360 to scan those coils instantly, verifying their dimensions, surface quality, and even spotting any potential mix-ups with the materials before they cause problems down the line.
So it's like having a super-powered receiving department that can analyze these huge rolls of steel in just seconds, all before the steel even hits the production line.
Precisely. We're stopping potential defects from ever entering the process, which saves time, money, and a whole lot of headaches. Now let's say those steel rolls get the green light. They're fed into the production line where they're transformed into individual metal roof panels. This is where Visual Inspect 360 can really shine during what we call in-process inspections.
Okay, so this is where the panels are actually shaped and formed.
Right.
I imagine a lot can go wrong here.
Absolutely. The dimensions have to be perfect, the cuts have to be clean, and any bends or curves have to be formed just right. Now picture operators on the line wearing smart glasses with Visual Inspect 360. As they work, the system is constantly analyzing the forming process, giving them real-time feedback and alerts.
So if a panel starts to deviate from those specified dimensions, even by a tiny fraction of an inch, The operator gets an instant alert through their smart glasses.
Exactly. They can correct the issue right away, preventing a flawed panel from moving further down the line. And it's not just about dimensions. The system can also analyze the surface quality, making sure there are no scratches, dents, or imperfections that could compromise the panel.
It's like having an AI quality control expert looking over the shoulder of every single operator, making sure each step is done perfectly. But it doesn't stop there, right? Metal roofs have those protective coatings, and those are crucial for durability.
You're absolutely right. Coding quality assurance is another area where Visual Inspect 360 can make a big difference. We're talking about analyzing the thickness and consistency of the coating, making sure it adheres properly, and even checking the color accuracy.
So it's not just about preventing structural defects, it's about ensuring those panels look good and can withstand years of exposure to the elements.
Exactly. And finally, before those panels are packaged and shipped out, we have the final product verification stage.
The last line of defense before it reaches the customer.
Think of it as one final comprehensive check to make absolutely sure that only top quality products leave the factory. Visual Inspect 360 can scan every saddle panel, comparing it to a digital twin, identifying any deviations and ensuring that it meets every single requirement.
So it's like having an AI inspector meticulously examining every inch of every panel, making sure that only the best of the best makes it out the door.
Precisely. And here's what's truly remarkable. This entire process, from the moment those steel rolls arrive to the final check of the finished panels, it can all be documented and analyzed.
Wait, are you saying the Visual Inspect 360 keeps a record of every single inspection?
You bet. We're talking about a goldmine of data that can be used to spot trends, analyze patterns, and even predict potential problems before they happen.
Okay, now my mind is starting to get blown.
Yeah.
So we've gone from using human eyes to inspect products to having this AI-powered system that not only sees better than we do, but also learns, adapts, and generates data that can constantly improve the entire production process. That's incredible.
It is a pretty remarkable shift, and the exciting part is this is just the beginning. There's so much more Visual Inspect 360 can do. Remember those domain-specific LLMs we talked about earlier? Those specialized AI systems train on massive amounts of data from particular industries.
Oh yeah, those super smart AI systems that are constantly learning and evolving.
Yeah.
It all felt a bit like sci-fi at the time.
It is cutting-edge stuff for sure, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Imagine taking all the knowledge, all the expertise of the most experienced metal roof inspector and feeding it into an AI system. That's essentially what these LLMs do. They become virtual experts able to understand the ins and outs of a specific industry.
Okay, so instead of just relying on basic image recognition, Visual Inspect 360 can tap into this huge well of industry-specific knowledge.
You got it. And that's where things get really interesting. Imagine the LLM analyzing those inspection images, not just looking for obvious defects, but also recognizing subtle patterns, anomalies that might hint at a problem down the road. It's like having an AI expert who can predict issues before they even show up.
That's mind-blowing. So it's not just about catching existing defects, it's about anticipating future ones.
Exactly. And remember how we talked about Visual Inspect 360 taking action based on what it sees? That's where agentic AI comes into play.
Agentic AI, the action side of artificial intelligence. It's all starting to connect now.
It's like this, the LLM provides the knowledge, the understanding of what a defect is and what it could mean. And then agentic AI takes that knowledge and decides what to do about it. Should it alert the operator? Stop the production line? Adjust a machine setting? It's all about making smart decisions in real time.
So we have this powerful combo of AI technologies working together, constantly learning, adapting, and taking action to make sure we're getting the highest quality products. It's like having a whole team of expert inspectors built right into the system.
And the best part is that it's incredibly scalable. We can deploy it in a small workshop with just a few smart glasses,
Right.
or in a massive factory with hundreds of cameras and sensors feeding data into the AI. It's all about tailoring the solution to fit the specific needs and size of the operation.
Speaking of scale, we've been focused on our metal roof manufacturer, but the sources indicate that Visual Inspect 360 has applications way beyond just one industry.
Right. Absolutely. The principles we've talked about can be applied to any manufacturing process that relies heavily on visual inspection. We're talking electronics, automotive pharmaceuticals, aerospace. The list goes on and on.
So any industry where quality control is critical and human error can be costly, Visual Inspect 360 could be a game changer.
Exactly. Think about electronics manufacturing, where tiny components are assembled with incredible precision, or the automotive industry where safety is paramount and even the slightest flaw in a weld or a part could have serious consequences.
And what about industries where the products are sensitive or even dangerous, like pharmaceuticals or chemicals?
Those are perfect examples. In those cases, Visual Inspect 360 can not only ensure quality, but also improve safety by identifying potential hazards or contamination risks.
Okay, I'm starting to grasp the sheer scope of this technology. It's pretty mind-blowing how AI is transforming both the visual and the informational aspects of manufacturing. It's like a one-two punch for efficiency and accuracy.
It's a powerful combination,
Hmm.
and it highlights the incredible potential of AI to not just automate tasks, but to truly augment human capabilities.
It's amazing to see how AI is changing the whole landscape of manufacturing. We've gone from relying solely on our own senses to having these incredibly advanced systems that can see, analyze, and even predict potential issues. It's like having an army of tireless, superpowered inspectors working 24/7.
And what's really impressive is that these systems like Visual Inspect 360 and Doc AI, they're designed to work side by side with human operators, enhancing their skills and freeing them up from those tedious, repetitive tasks.
That raises a really interesting point. We've talked a lot about the advantages of AI in manufacturing, increased efficiency, improved quality, control, fewer errors. But what about the people working in these industries? I mean, if machines are starting to do some of the jobs that humans used to do, does that mean we're inevitably going to see job losses?
It's a valid concern and one that we need to address directly. But I think we need to look at this shift from a historical perspective. Technological advances have always changed the workforce. Jobs that were once essential have disappeared, and new roles requiring different skills and knowledge have emerged. The key is to adapt and evolve.
So instead of being afraid of AI, we should see it as an opportunity to learn new skills and redefine the way we work.
Exactly. Think about it. If AI can handle the repetitive, mundane, error-prone tasks, that frees up human workers to focus on things that require uniquely human skills. Creativity, problem-solving, critical thinking, and those essential soft skills like communication and collaboration.
It's almost like AI is taking care of the grunt work, allowing us humans to focus on the things that truly make us valuable.
That's a great way to put it. And let's not forget the economic benefits. By increasing efficiency and productivity, AI can create new jobs and drive economic growth. We're talking about new roles in areas like AI development, data analytics, system integration, and even in fields we haven't even thought of yet.
So it's not about AI versus humans. It's about AI and humans working together to create a more efficient, more productive,
Yeah.
and ultimately a more fulfilling work environment.
Absolutely. And that's a really crucial message to get across. AI as a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's up to us as humans to guide its development and make sure it's used ethically and responsibly.
That sense of responsibility also applies to the companies that are adopting these AI solutions. They need to be aware of the impact on their employees and provide opportunities for retraining and upskilling.
For sure, it's about building a culture of continuous learning within companies, encouraging workers to embrace new technologies, and develop the skills they need to thrive in an AI-driven world.
We've explored a lot today, from the nuts and bolts of how Visual Inspect 360 works to the wider impact of AI on the future of work. And honestly, I'm leaving this deep dive feeling pretty optimistic. It's clear that AI has the power to revolutionize manufacturing, not just by making things more efficient and productive, but also by creating a more satisfying and engaging work experience for people.
I couldn't agree more. And as we continue moving into this AI-powered future, it's so important that we keep having these conversations, exploring both the opportunities and the challenges, and working together to ensure that AI is used for the benefit of everyone.
Well said. On that note, we want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Visual Inspect 360 Doc AI and the incredible impact of AI in manufacturing. We hope you found it informative, insightful, and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.